Hey, I just want to talk to you about how to save money and eat really good at the same time. Not eating out all the time. I think that's a bad thing that's happened to our society. Uh, Working mothers, if you're a working mother, you're in a big rush when you get home, and you've got screaming, hungry kids just waiting for something to eat. Let me get this thing adjusted so I can see. Well, you can see me better. So, anyhow, I was about to make dinner for me and Bob, and I thought, well, this is a quick and easy dinner that I'm going to be making, and I bet it would be something that you might like to make. So I'm going to share it with you, and I mean it's better than waiting for delivery. Let's just put it that way. I'm going to start doing, I think, a series of, I'm not going to say 30-minute meals, but things that are fairly quick and easy to do. Um, when you're working and you got to get home, get those kids fed, get homework going, all the things that is on your plate, right? It's on your plate. So it's not on my plate now. I'm semi-retired, so I have all the time in the world to do it, but I like to be doing other things than just cooking every night. So, and we don't eat out very much, mostly because it's just too much trouble to drive all the way into town. We live kind of out in the country, and we like it out here. And if I've got the means to cook here at home, then I'm going to do that. But anyhow, so tonight it's going to be pizza. And normally you think pizza, that's a good thing. I can just call in the order, and it'll get to my house maybe an hour after I'm home. But what if it's not? You got hungry kids. So I keep frozen cheese pizzas in my freezer. Just whenever they're on sale, usually, I mean, at Walmart even, you can get them anywhere from $4 to $6 for a nice big pizza, 4 cheeses, whatever. So, anyhow, I've got one out in the freezer. Right now, I'm just going to be making the toppings that I want it, because we want toppings on it. But I don't want the toppings that come on those frozen pizzas, because they're like little bits of whatever. So I like to put my own toppings. So I'm going to be adding, and I know some people don't like this, but you can leave it off. I like to put ham and pineapple and bell pepper. This is one out of our garden. And some red onion or Vidalia onion, either one, whichever you have. Just a not too hot onion. Now Bob likes to add red pepper flakes on top of his, and we have, I don't know if you've seen this, let me show you this. Look how many red peppers we've been growing this year, and I've been giving them away. I've been dehydrating some. I even battered and fried some the other night when I was doing his fried okra. So, yeah, whatever. I am going to make some pepper sauce with it, because it'll be good when we start getting collards. But anyhow, so what I'm going to do, I had, as far as the ham goes that I'm going to put on this, I had bought, I don't know if you've ever bought those ham steaks. They're about this big. They're big, like a platter. And then I cut it into little sections, and I just browned it in the skillet, and then added some honey and mustard on top of it. And it was really delicious, but we had some left over. So that's what I'm going to chop up now to go on top of the pizza. So we'll have real good ham. It's not just some deli ham somewhere or pre-diced ham somewhere. I always wonder about what they have at the pizza places. But anyhow, and then I buy these little individual things of pineapple, the little tidbits, like that. They come in the little individual, and that's just enough to go on top of a pizza. So I'm going to chop these things up and have them ready, and then I'll get the pizza out of the freezer when it's time, and let you see how I put it all together, and then, you know, the pizza will be ready in 18 minutes after that. So, you know, if you have your ingredients chopped up and ready the night before, you can just come home and throw it all together and stick it in the oven. And so the longest you'll have to wait is for the oven to preheat, and then cook the pizza, and then, you know, let it cool enough to cut it. But anyhow, it's a quick and easy dinner, and I think you will like it. And it's very economical because you're using leftovers and just whatever little amount this pineapple cost. Or if you don't want pineapple, leave it off. Just have the ham and the onions, and if you had some mushrooms, you could put mushrooms on it. Sometimes I've just kind of cleaned out the refrigerator and put all kinds of stuff on it, spinach, everything. I usually saute the spinach first before I put it on there because I don't want just, you know, dried up spinach on top of there. So anyhow, just wanted to give you that tidbit of information, and I'm going to be right back with you. Hold on. Okay, I'm about to open this little container of pineapple. Oops, I started and now it's dripping. And I'm going to drain it over here in this other little bowl. So I've got a strainer here with the wire at the bottom, and I'm just going to drain this. You don't want to make your pizza too soggy on top by putting all of the juice on there. However, that little bit of juice, sometimes I will sprinkle some of it over the pizza just to make sure that the cheese is nice and juicy, because I do add more cheese too. So anyhow, I wanted to show you, I've got everything prepared here. Here's the red onion. I sliced it real thin. And then the bell pepper. I didn't use all of that little bell pepper, but, you know, maybe 3/4 of it. And then this was only 2 little pieces of ham that I chopped up. And I just chopped them into tiny little pieces like that. So this is all ready to go on top of the pizza. And then I'll also be adding some more mozzarella and Parmesan that I just, you know, I keep it in the refrigerator all the time. So just sprinkle some of that, and maybe some Italian seasoning. I do have some of that up in here, you know, just to add a little extra flair to it, like that. So it's an easy way to have like a real gourmet pizza for like $4 or $5. And what you'd have to pay for this, and to have it delivered, and the tip for the driver and all that. I don't know. I think this is be a good choice to do. But, you know, it's up to you. I'm going to put it together in a little bit, and you can see how yummy it looks. So I'll be back in a little bit. And if y'all have not signed up or subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and do it. I think you'll be very glad that you do, because like I said, I'm going to start doing a series now of quick meals, quick and easy meals that are good for your families. So anyhow, see you in a minute. Hey, while I'm waiting till time to cook that pizza, I wanted to show you something else I got going on. I've always got way too much going on, but I'm in my sewing room right now, in case you're wondering where we are. And I wanted to show you what I've been working on. It's a really cool pattern, I think. It's super easy. If you like to sew, I think you'll enjoy making this. I'm going to show you real quick what I've done, and hopefully you might like it too. So I took 4.5-inch squares. I cut my fabric into 4.5-inch squares, and I used my AccuQuilt to do that. I've got a die, AccuQuilt die, that cuts it 4 of them at a time, so that helps. And I'm making this quilt out of Bob's brother's shirts. He died last September, and so I'm trying to get these some quilts made from his shirts that I can give to his children. Anyhow, I wanted to show you the one that I'm making for his son. And this is the pattern. Let me turn it down where you can see. Okay, this, oh, come on. I don't know if it's gonna, I may have to back you up. This thing will just bend just so far and then it stops. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Gonna swing you around. There we go. Now I've got it going down. Okay, so this is the pattern, and it's a 9 patch. You can see 9 squares sewed together. And so, you know, when you sew, you have strings everywhere, right? So, so now what I'm going to do is cut this in half, going this way, which the center block is like, this is 4 inches after it was sewn. So now I'm just going to cut this in half this way. And then I'm going to come around here and do it this way. I gotta put my glasses on, y'all. I can't see these little lines very good without them. So here we go. Lining that right up. And there we go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one, turn it this way, like that, and take this one and turn it this way. Now, doesn't that look like a totally different block? I mean, I think you can see it all. So now what I'm doing is I'm putting them all together over on my design wall, and I want to show you how they're looking. So look over here. How do you like that? Isn't that looking good? I think it's looking really good. So, and I'm gonna play with them. I haven't sewn them together yet. The only one that's sewn together is this first block right here. And then I realized, you know, I'm gonna need to move some because like I got 2 of them that are too dark together right here, and maybe too many of the lights that are right over in here. So I'll be switching things around a little bit, just like, you know, moving something like this up here, like that, and moving this one down here, like that, until I get it where I want it, how I want it to look, and then I'll sew the rows together, and then, you know, I'll sew the squares together, and then I'll sew the rows, the squares. It's going to be 4 by 4. I think I've got enough to make it 4 by 5, but I'm kind of thinking I want to leave it square and then maybe put these other blocks on the back or make them on a pillow or something. So anyhow, just thought y'all might like to see that. I think it's turning out pretty cool for just such a easy pattern. And you know, it would look, if I had used something besides just the red and on every one, like on every one, I did the red in the top corner and the bottom corner because I knew those were the ones I was going to turn. But you could do it with any, it could still just be mixed up if you don't want that kind of pattern to show up. So, but anyhow, I think it's turned out pretty good. So that's it for the sewing lesson for today. We'll get back to cooking in just a minute. Thought you might like to see that. Okay, it's time to finish cooking this pizza for dinner. So let me show you what I'm doing. I got this one out of the freezer. It's the Freshetta brick oven crust 5 cheese. And like I said, it was very inexpensive. So let me show you what it looks like. It's not round, it's square or rectangular, like here. So now I'm going to just put some of these toppings on there. I'm going to start with the ham. Just sprinkle it evenly all over. And just get some of the bell peppers in here too. The onion. Those little pieces around. Got my oven preheating to 400 degrees, which is what it says on the back of the package. Put some pineapple around. You know, this already has all that cheese on there, but I'm going to add cheese to go on top of the toppings because that's always good. You know, you never know how much of the marinara sauce they put on there, so hold on a second. I'm going to see if I have some of that in the refrigerator and also get the cheese. I'll be okay. I'm back now, and I did have some marinara sauce where I had used some the other day to make a dip for some eggplant French fries I was making. So I think I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of this all over here, just because I don't think they ever put enough on these frozen pizzas. But you can use marinara sauce for lots of things. It's just a good tomato base sauce, and it was delicious with those eggplant fries I had the other day. Put a little bit over here too. Okay, so I think that's all we need there. Now I'm going to add a little bit of this Italian seasoning. Just sprinkle it all over it. And now a little bit of mozzarella. Not a lot, just some. Just sprinkle it all around, just so there's a little cheese on top of the veggies and the meat. That looks pretty good. And now a little bit of Parmesan sprinkled on. It's a brand new thing, so it's kind of hard to come out. It clumps up in there sometimes. Okay, so doesn't that look yummy, y'all? So now we could sprinkle just a little bit of this pineapple juice. Get a little spoon here. Just to add a little bit more sweetness around. I'm not going to put a lot because I don't want it to get too soggy. Just some in different areas. There we go. I think that kind of helped it. All right, now this is going to go in the oven for about, I think it said 13 to 17 minutes. We like ours for the crust to be really crunchy, so I'll probably get it closer to the 17 minutes, but I'm going to watch it and make sure, and then I'll let you know when I get it out. Okay, so I just took this pizza out of the oven. It did cook exactly 17 minutes at 400 degrees, because like I said, we like ours crunchy on the bottom. That's why I used the pan that's got the holes in it. But now I'm going to dump it out over here onto a cutting board. Let me bring you down so you can see what I'm doing here. So I'm just going to slide it off of here, hopefully. Oh, just try to stick. It's always the way, right? Right when you're trying to do something. Don't want to hold this hot pan with my hands. It's stuck here in the middle. There we go. Now then, now I'm just going to slide it off onto this cutting board. And use my little Pampered Chef pizza cutter here, which I like because it's got this little blade here that's great for cutting the pizza. So I'm going to chop it in half first. So this cuts the edge right there, and then you can roll it across the rest of the way. And then cut the edge on this side. There we go. So divide it in half, and then I'll do half again. You know it's going to be too hot for me to taste right now, but I will film that in just a second. Just wanted you to see how good it looks. And you can see all the gooey stuff on the inside right in here. I think you can see that. Just look at all that yum, yum, yum stuff. So we'll taste it in just a second as soon as it cools off a little bit. Okay, it's cooled off now, just a tad. Now if I could taste it, boy is it good. Yum. And y'all, I made this in, 18 minutes, about a minute to put the toppings on and then put it in the oven. So if you prepare the toppings the night before, you'll be all set and ready to do this. I'll catch you tomorrow. Bye.